Hello everyone and welcome to the 11th episode of Fictional Characters Collide. And in this episode, remember to check out the Animator, Mario and Sonic Super Gamer for this amazing animation. But right now, let's get on to the fight. In this episode, we're going to have Sora, the wielder of the KeyBlade, versus Pit, the general of Palutina's army. And in this episode, we're going to have something special. In this fight, it's going to be just them. They're going to have no outside help. I mean, Pit's not going to have Palutina's magic, and Sora won't be able to have Goofy, Mickey, or Donald on his side. This is going to be a one-on-one fight with no outside help. It's your rule of the Brave Demon here, and it's my job to analyze these characters to their fullest to see who would win a Fictional Characters Collide. Sky World. It's a beautiful place where the souls of the passing people go to after they die. This place is ruled over by Palutina, who is known as the goddess of this land. But she has problems. And she has some really big problems, like the underworld and its armies by Centurion, which is mostly an evil version of Palutina, which is ran by one known as Dark Pit. And the third army has plans to take over Skyworld. Not only that, but after 24 long years, she was defeated. The Gorgon known as Medusa has been revived and plans to take over Earth again. Oh, and also Palutina has foreseen an invasion of a demon army led by the villainous Orko as well. She needed help at this desperate time of need to stop this rampage. And she knew one person, the young boy general himself, known as Pit, but better known as the Kid Icarus. Pit is the main protagonist and general of the goddess Palutina's angel army. He's an immortal angel with the mind and body of a 13-year-old. He is a naive and stubborn and always wants to fight with anyone that disagrees with him. He relies on teammates' help to accomplish most of his goals he has achieved in the game of Kid Icarus. He also needs Palutina's magic to go at full speed and to fly with his two wings. Also, when he gets too close to the sun, his wings kind of like fall off and burn out. It's kind of like the story of Icarus from the Greek mythology, who flew too close to the sun with his man-made wings and fell to the sea. He's also not really durable. He's what we call a glass cannon, which means he can deal a great amount of damage, but we all know he can't really handle that kind of damage himself. But he does have an impressive arsenal of weapons and magic in his arsenal. He holds the silver bow that was magically enhanced by Palutina's magic to cause more damage. He also has unlimited arrows with he can conjure up arrows with his bow to make more damage. It also can cause knockback and can make the shots bend at will. He can also make the bow into two blades he can use for close range melee weapons. He can use them as spinning weapons into a circle like blades to cause chain damage. He also has a reflector shield which can reflect any projectile or magical attack as well that comes at him and sends it right back with the same amount of damage. But he still has to actually use this to its full power. This reflective barrier can send back anything magical against him as well. His magic that he can use, and not from Palutina, is that he can slowly heal himself. He does have the power to slowly heal his own body. He also wears the super armor, which increases his defense and prevents him from having knockback from any opponent's attacks. And his bow can also cause dash attack, which means when he runs while shooting the silver bow, it causes more damage and he can go faster as well. He's also pretty fast on his speed and is faster than the average man. An average person can run up to 15 miles at best. So this means Pit can run faster than 15 miles per hour. He can go even faster when using his wings, but as he said before, he needs the magic from Palutina to do that. So without her magic, his wings are mostly useless and just dead weight in a fight. Not to mention he's also a naive and glass child. That makes you wonder why Palutina really hired this man. I mean, come on, Palutina. You let this fragile, naive, glass cannon kid be your general. I mean, come on. Well, if she was thinking or not, she made the right choice. Pit has achieved many feats in his time, like becoming the commander of the general army. He had defeated Medusa twice, and also bested gods, beasts, and other demigods as well. He also fought off many armies like the Ormos and Hades army in the forces of nature or Veridity. He even Centurions, which is mostly a possessed Palutina, and was known to be as strong as Palutina at one point. He even was able to stop a dark version of himself known as Dark Pit, and was fast enough to fly at sonic speeds with his wings. But he does have some major weaknesses. First, he relies on Palutina's health too much to get a victory, and also relies on magic to fly. So he mostly asks for help when the going gets rough and calls for help, which is outside help and not allowed in Fictional Characters Collide. He's also pretty stubborn and a bit of a lightweight when taking hits. He's also pretty arrogant, and when it comes to making a plan and fighting enemies, and like we said, he mostly relies on his allies to actually do that for him. And like we said, he can't use his wings without help Palutina or any kind of outside magic he doesn't naturally have. But despite that, he still fights for Palutina's army and for the safety of his home. So all in all, Kid is an amazing fighter who has survived against gods, became the general of a great angel army, but he is a lightweight and can't handle much attacking. Without the help of Palutina's magic, he's mostly dead weight. But is this good enough to actually go up against the KeyBlade user himself, Sora? Now let's start this one off with a story of 3 childhood friends. Their name was Riku, Kairi, and Sora. These three were best friends, but Sora and Riku wanted one thing they could only have: Kiaru's love. They soon discover of a fruit called the Papu fruit that can make the 2 people who eat it be in love forever. Riku has got his hands on this fruit and to win Kairi's heart, but put up a proposition: a raft race with Sora. Now this raft race was simple. Whoever wins it would get to eat the fruit with Kairi and to be together forever. But the bet never happened because it had never been accepted by Sora. So Sora soon left the near cave, and in that cave he found drawings of him and Kairi, but he changed it a bit. He changed it that it seems he's giving the Papu fruit to Kairi, and somehow because of that shit went straight going down. The shit started happening. Like when his home world called Destiny Island was consumed by these evil creatures called the Heartless and Nobodies, coming from the sky, separated by his friends in a nasty storm, and Sora was sent into a new world away from his friends called Traverse Town. And there he finds the mighty KeyBlade, which made him the chosen one, and the start of Sora's great adventure. Now Sora is the main protagonist of the Kingdom Hearts series. He has a major strength to fight off other beings like Hercules and Sephiroth. He's also stronger than the average human being, but shows to be only able to lift over 120 pounds untrained. So the most trained people can lift over 125 pounds. So Sora can lift over 125 pounds, and that strength can be explained on how he can carry that giant fucking KeyBlade around like something. Those things look fucking heavy as shit, and I have one. Man, I wish I could show a picture, but this thing doesn't do that. Anyway, Sora is known as being faster than the average man. And like we said before, the average man can go up to 15 miles per hour, and his forms can make him go up 3 times faster than that, which means Sora can go up to around 40 to 55 miles per hour, which is faster than a regular moving car. You can also go as fast enough to easily dodge enemy attacks and gunfire. He's also known as an amazing weapon. Yep, he carries the KeyBlade, which is the main weapon he uses in his journey, which calls him as its wielder. But there's many versions of the KeyBlade, so we'll be using the Master KeyBlade, which is strong enough to take out Sephiroth with just a couple of strikes. The KeyBlade has no sharp edges around, but it's still shown to be able to cut anything with ease. Sora can also call it back to his hand if he was disarmed to it. Kind of like someone else's blade from the Thundercats, if you know what I mean. And it can be open and close doors to other worlds. It can also be used as a boomerang, which is called the Strike Raid, to do multiple attacks. Meaning he can throw it just like He-Man can in the He-Man series. That's kind of like he's copying a few things, not trying to like be mean, but Sora's doing a few things that other people have already done. Well, back to Sora, he also has magic, which he can gain from attacking and defeating enemies. His Faraga attacks let him shoot out fireballs and cause the whole ground to go into flames, burning everything around him. The Blizzaga causes scatter shots of ice and freezes his enemies on contact. The Thundaga makes him conjure up thunder roots from the sky and causes a 3-chain combo damage. His Kyuaga lets him heal himself to perfect health, but cannot heal from status elements, meaning his health can be at full, but can't get rid of things like poison or paralysis. The Stop Aga stops time around an enemy but can only affect one at a time. The Reflect Aga is a defensive spell which we use you can greatly lessen the impact of an attack. If it successfully guards an attack, the barrier unleashes a spray of light as it disperses, dealing damage equal to the enemy's power's attacks. Then the Lethal Flame, which lets him stop time as well, but it also lets him attack the enemy multiple times. His Ravaga lets him actually anchors down his opponent so they can't fly or do fast attacks. Sora has also gained impressive feats throughout the game series, like when he survived his world being consumed by darkness, fighting multiple Heartless and Nobody's by himself at the same time with no sweat, and also taking down 8 members of the organization, which were Larkson, Xiaodin, I can't really say these names, people, Kigba, Sayak, Dimik, Luxford, Zimos, Marlioka, and Ruxus. He also became a Heartless but kept his mind in control and soon turned back to the regular Sora. Also defeated 2 incarnations of the mighty Xehanort, and also multiple Final Fantasy characters like Strife and the one-winged angel himself, Sephiroth, twice. He also fought and defeated the Greek demigod known as Hercules, and this is Disney Hercules, people, the guy who can take out multiple titans at once. And he's even go up against some of like the greatest Disney characters known, like Mickey Mouse. But he does have some weaknesses. He doesn't have any formal training in fighting. His only experience he has is in fighting he was in. He has a limited supply of magic points to use his magic attacks, but he can gain it back when he hits his enemies. He also has a fairly limited amount of melee attack styles when he's in battle. He's also really naive and jumps into a situation without a plan first. But all in all, Sora has one reason why he's called the Master of the KeyBlade. But is he strong enough to take out the general of the Palutina's army, Pit? Let's soon find out. Okay, the combatants are said, time to settle this fight. It's time for Fictional Characters Collide. What an amazing episode. And remember to thank the animators Mario and Sonic Super Gamer for this awesome animation. Now let's explain why Sora will win this fight. Even though Pit has advanced training and fighting, he relies mostly on the help of his allies, way more than Sora. Sure, you could say Sora needs Donald and Goofy more times than Pit needed Palutina, but even with those two, Sora has shown he can fight and survive in battles better than Pit. At the time he defeated the demigod Hercules, you know, the one that actually was shown to defeat multiple titans at once, or the one-winged angel of death himself, Sephiroth. And his magic is way far better also. Yeah, while Pit's magic was made to make his arrows and heal minor injuries, Sora's magic gave him more choices in magical attacks, and his Kiraga is actually more stronger than Pit's minor healing powers. It's shown to heal far greater and more fatal injuries on multiple occasions. Sora has shown to be faster than Pit, who relies on his wings more often than his own feet. And Pit is still naive when it comes to a one-on-one fight, while Sora has been in many of them. And his 3 sacred pieces isn't as strong as Sora's final form. And Sora has defeated multiple godlike beings just like Pit, but Pit needed more help from Palutina and other allies. Sora can show that he can do it by himself, and his blade is made to actually deflect or fight off magical weapons just like Pit's arrows and shield. The only thing that Pit has was his super armor and his reflecting shield. But that's not really enough to fight off against Pit, who can run faster than human beings, who has a strong blade. And Pit will really run out of weapons, and if Pit could fly, even if you gave him that, Sora would just keep him on the ground with his Ravaga. And with all these attacks, he would be able to overpower Pit easily. Pit just wouldn't have enough to do against Sora. So in this fight, you have to give it to Sora. And remember to check out the Animator one more time. He's an amazing animator, and hope to see him again on this channel. But right now, it's time for the next fight. Next time on Fictional Characters Collide.